Wow, that's some good stuff. But guess what? It's about to get even better because the next two speakers, and I'll introduce them one at a time, are really what all of this is about. These are two, and I'll just start with the first one. His name is Aidan Hornabay. It is incorrectly spelled on your programs because sometimes you just miss a letter. He has an organization called Aidan Cares, and his tagline is, is he 13? He is 14, and his tagline is, okay, ready for this? 14 years old, a boy on a mission teaching a generation to care. Please welcome Aidan Hornabay and his mother, Toren Anderson.
Good afternoon.
How y'all doing?
Since we're coming off the music, we're going to have Aidan. Aidan is a blues player who's traveled to many countries and many cities sharing his message, and he's going to do the 1 billion rising blues for you quickly before we speak. We feel like we need a musical transition. So let's bring it back to the South. Let's represent.
I don't think I can really compete with that, but I'll try. All right. Thank you, ma'am. All right. I'll be here all week. Try the deal. Thank you all very much. I feel very honored and privileged to be here today and to be able to share such an amazing initiative with all of you. This is an incredible day to see such a turnout, to see all these people standing up and rising up for really what matters, and that is the lives of others. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, "You do unto the least of these as you do unto me." And I feel like we're defined by how we treat others, how we treat the least of these, and what we do. Love is an act. When you love someone or something, you do something about it, period. There's no justification for anything else. It's giving out of who you are and giving to what you love all the days of your life and teaching others along the way. I'm here on behalf of my generation to try to get them on board with amazing movements like this, to try to get them to get on board with what matters to them, to what they feel passionately about. I feel passionately about people and making a difference, and so that is why I love this initiative. So we try to teach others along the way to do the same. So with all that being said, I'd also like to thank Miss Lisa for inviting my mom and I here today. She was at an amazing event, the Coretta Scott King Angel Award dinner, and without her, we wouldn't be here today, so I feel very privileged to her and everyone who made this possible. So with all that being said, I'd like to turn you over to my inspiration, the person who really, we've been saying all day, she gave me my life, basically. So I owe everything to her. She taught me to be who I am and to fight for it. And so I'm going to turn it over to her, and I love you. Her name is Toren Anderson.
I'm a blessed mom, and it's hard not to cry because I am so blessed. But my message is that you've got to model giving to your children, that you can be redefined through giving. I'm a 1 in 3. I grew up bullied, abused, neglected. My father left when I was 17 months old. And it wasn't easy, but I was always the one doing the Jerry Lewis Carnival. Who did a Jerry Lewis Carnival in their backyard for MD? Yeah, Natasha. And I was always the one giving, and I was the youngest candy striper in Marietta, and I just really cared. I took food to poor people. Our housekeeper had 10 children, and I would always try to scrape up extra things for her. And she said something amazing to me. She said the reason she cleaned houses was to keep from begging to her relatives. And she and I are still friends, and she, you know, I realize now she was 26 when she had 10 children, 3 sets of twins. And those kind of things impacted me. And so I've got 5 children. Aidan was my bonus at the end. And one day he walked into me and he said, I'm going to be a difference maker. He said, I want to change the world, and I'm not going to wait till I'm 18. Well, he was 4 years old when he said that. I was busy at the time, raising 4 other children, and I thought, what am I going to do? But it was like having a little foot in my back. From that day forward, he went everywhere with me, and now he has ministered to over 300 nonprofits, either speaking, performing, singing, or just serving thousands of hours in hospice and with children's pediatric cancer patients, abused children. One of our most impacting service experiences last year was an 11-year-old boy that I could hold on my hip at an emergency children's shelter we were raising money for. He had been so abused that I could literally hold him. Now I'm 5'3", and if you're a mama, you can imagine how tiny he must have been. But I want to encourage parents, and I want to encourage all of you that are older, don't give up on this generation, because when you do, you're giving up on your generation, and that is unacceptable. This is your legacy. So we want to encourage all these girls here. If there are any other young boys here, I don't know if any men here under 18. If you are, raise your hand. Represent, anybody? Okay. So we bless you all, and we're blessed to be here, and we say children rise up, parents rise up, adults rise up, corporations rise up. And maybe spend a little less on fancy events and more on modeling corporate social responsibility to our children, and bring them in and include them, because lives can change. I'm proud to say that my son has impacted thousands of lives, and I know that other children can do it. So through this initiative, I hope we can find the other givers among us and know that we can be redefined by how we treat the least of these. And you cannot be whole or happy without giving, and that's our main message. So we bless y'all and we love y'all.
Thank you.